Hey everyone, I'm Bunny and I'm going to be making a dress today. The dress is inspired by the top portion of the chemise dress, and this is from the book Gertie Sews Jiffy Dresses by Gretchen Hirsch. I think this book is a really great resource for sewers of practically all levels. She walks through things in a very beginner-friendly way, and she also has a YouTube channel that also kind of helps with some of the more tricky techniques. I highly recommend her work if you haven't checked her out already, but if you're here, you're probably already into sewing just a little bit. The skirt portion is going to be a gathered skirt with a ruffle on the bottom, and there's going to be rickrack trim. And there's going to be 2 layers of rickrack trim on the collar here. I was inspired by a 50s patio skirt I had found in Google Images when I searched for 50s gingham dresses, and I just thought it was a very fun, very summery style dress that was well within my ability to make. Something that's very magical about sewing is you can look at a dress and maybe it's not available in your size in the color you want, or, oh, I like this dress if only the, skirt were a bit longer, or if the skirt were more full, or any other little difference, or the biggest one is if only it had pockets. But when you sew, you can make it any way you want, lower the neckline, make the neckline as high as you wish. It's really limited by how much fabric do you have, and how creatively can you piece it together. The fabric I will be using is this lovely raspberry print cotton. It's just a simple quilting cotton. We're not fancy here in the Bunny sewing room. We just keep it simple and keep it fairly inexpensive because while I've been sewing for a few years now and I've made dozens of garments, I am not yet at the level where I am willing to cut into more expensive fabric to make myself something. But that might just be a me thing, even though they've been turning out pretty great. So the skirt's going to be gathered, we're going to have a gathered ruffle, and we're going to have pockets. The pockets are self-drafted, and they are big. Why? Because we like a pocket we can stick things in. There's nothing worse than unusable pockets because it gives you hope, and then you stick your hands in the pocket. It's like, well, my nails are covered, and that's it. Which isn't fun. We need pockets we can use. It's 2020. So we're going to make this. It's going to be fun and pretty simple, so let's get started. Okay, here we are on my cutting table. We have the pattern pieces. Because they come in a book and they are front and back, you've got to take it to the photocopier or trace it, and I chose the photocopy to save my sanity. So what we're going to do is we're going to line it up nice and straight, or as straight as you can get given the constraints of your workspace. This table is a little smaller than I'd like, but it was in the rummage pile in my uncle's garage, and I was free to take it along with a sewing machine. So here we have the pocket, the dress front, and we're going to put the back on here. I'm going to pin it down and cut it out. You know how to do this, not that hard. And then we're going to work on the skirt portion. So let's get that done. Oh, hey, yeah, I was supposed to film the construction of this. Super simple, super easy. It's just your basic darted sleeveless bodice and a gathered rectangle skirt. I did approximately 3 times my waist measurement and then gathered down to my waist measurement, and yes, I hated every minute of it. But it's cute, and let's get to the bottom ruffle. reason I haven't been showing the process of making this is because I've been video chatting with friends and family while constructing the garment, and for their privacy I didn't really want to film because I was video chatting with them and it would just be really weird to explain. So just basic construction like I said, and I did bias tape on the inside because I was running out of fabric to do proper facings. And I have found for a garment that has this much up here to give it a lot of stability that a facing is not truly necessary. It would make the garment a lot better, but I have to use all I have on hand, which, because I used material for things like a pocket, if I can get through all these ruffles, pocket, then because of that, I was a little lower on material, but a pocket is a well worth it investment. So let's get to that last ruffle. I don't want to gather well over 30 feet of fabric down to this, but it's a less dense ruffle than up here, so hopefully my machine is going to hate it a little less. Will I bring you along for this? I don't know. I have a lot of phone calls to make with family. Right now it is during the COVID-19 crisis. So family time's been kind of scarce, so I've been using a lot of the time up here when working to catch up with family and friends and just kind of hang out with people. So this has been my escape from life, and it brings me true joy. So I apologize for not bringing you along. I will aim to do better with future projects, but because I was on the phone a lot with people, I really wanted to respect their privacy, and instead of just doing silent filming, it'd just be really difficult because of my setup. There's just nowhere to put you so that you can get a decent angle of what I'm doing, and what I'm doing may or may not be the absolute best practice. There are tons of tutorials. I just wanted to show you the cute thing I'm doing, taking a classic dress and giving it my own modern spin on it. I will insert the picture here. Okay, good. So it's a patio style dress, which is pretty casual, pretty fun. This is definitely screaming to go on a picnic when it, is safe to go out into life again. We'll see when that is. It does sit kind of weird on my mannequin. My mannequin has slightly different proportions than I do. I made her to my exact measurements a while back, and those measurements have changed because I've been working out more. And she just kind of sits weird, so things are like weirdly stretched where they shouldn't be because it's tailored to my body and not the mannequin. But I don't feel like messing with the mannequin yet. We'll get to her in a few months when there's, more changes to do. Essentially, if you're human, your body's always changing, and we don't really mind that, do we? Body positivity. It's cool. I'm rambling. Let's get back to the ruffle. Hi! I did not film any of that. How are you doing? I've already moved on to the next project because I finished this one. There is one pocket, which is still really hard to find with all of the ruffles, but it's a pretty decent sized pocket. The ruffle on the bottom here made me want to cry because I gathered down 40 feet to a 15-foot hem and gathered a 15-foot waistband down to my actual waist measurement, which is difficult. Would I do it again? Definitely. I love this dress. I've already worn it out, and I had a little girl tell me I looked like a princess, which tells me the dress is pretty great. But thanks for kind of checking in with this project. I'm going to try to film other ones and actually bring you along and maybe show you how I do it. The dress turned out great, even if this video didn't. Bye!